Hi, I'm Nathaniel. I'm a trustee of Speak Out, and I'm also part of Speak Out's Our Voices Matter group, as well as the steering committee. And I also work for Grace Air, an organisation that does a lot of work alongside Speak Out.
Hello everyone, my name is Rami. I am a member for Speak Out. I've been with Speak Out for a long time and I'm a trustee with the Stay Up Late.
Hello, this is Kevin with the lovely smile, and I'm Louisa, and we've been working together for about 5 years now, haven't we, Kevin? And I'm a citizen advocate with Speak Out, local charity, and our work is all about helping Kevin, supporting him to speak up when he needs to, and be involved in any decisions about his care, about his life, and just anything else that he wants to talk about, really. When we first worked together, we did some pages just to build a picture of Kevin's life. Some of the things were about your family, weren't they? And about where you'd gone to school and things you'd done after school. And that really helped us to make a contact together, didn't it? And also helped me because I found out some things that were really interesting about you. And part of that was learning how you like to communicate. So Kevin, would you be able to just show us how you say yes if you want to? Okay, so Kevin moves his arm. Sometimes you get a bit tired, don't you? And then it's more of a, well, you show us when you're tired. How does it go? And sometimes what caught me by surprise until we did this together, I didn't know that sometimes you move your foot. And I also found out that you like to use this book, and it's specially made for you, isn't it? It's got pages, which you can see there, of all the things Kevin likes to talk about most of the time. Is that right, Kevin?
We all deserve a sense of ownership in our own lives, and also the opportunity to live in a community in which we feel comfortable and we belong. And that's only possible through being included and through having the opportunities to speak one's thoughts, have one's voice heard, and make a difference in our own lives and in the community.
It's very important for someone having a disability to get involved in lots of things. Not just being separated, but not being allowed, or like we're saying, oh, you're not allowed in here.
I know that everything we've done together, for your voice, you've always been very keen to make it about everybody else as well. That's right, isn't it?
So I do get included in the decisions around my support through my housing officer, who's very person-centred in their approach. So they come into the flat and they ask me what would I like to have to focus on that day. So there's a lot of ownership in terms of how that time is used.
And Kevin and I were looking at a review which was coming up for him, and Kevin wanted the time to think about all the things he'd done during the past year, and have a look at whether you'd enjoyed things, whether you wanted to keep on doing them, or whether you would choose to stop them, or whether there was something new that you'd like to do. Is that right? Is it all right to show this? So here were some of the choices, and you can see from the picture perhaps Kevin really wanted to go to Amsterdam, and he said it was really important. He said, it's really important to me. I want to go shopping and I want to go to the red light district, which everyone does when they go, don't they? And Kevin, did you get to go to Amsterdam? Yeah, there was a bit of a wait, wasn't there, because we had the COVID pandemic, but you got to go. So that was your voice and that's what you got to do. So Kevin, this book allows you to choose what you want to talk about, and one time you used it to tell me about something about your body, and it was about your teeth, yeah? And you were due to go to the dental clinic, and you very much wanted to tell them how you felt about your teeth and what treatment you wanted, is that right? Do you remember doing that? And we took some time, didn't we, to work out what your feelings were, what you wanted, and then when we got to the clinic you asked me to read it out to the dentist. Do you remember? Yeah? And so if you have time to prepare before an important appointment, like something about your health and your care, does that help you then? And do you like to have time to think about that and make your mind up? Okay, so those are very important things for you. Do you think they would be important for other people with learning disabilities? Yeah. So when you're included or involved, happy, sad, angry, anxious, excited, optimistic, lonely, worried, thoughtful, confused, scared, tired, amused, relaxed, irritable, hot, cold, unwell, bored, in love.
I suppose the difference is that one feels like being human and the other feels like being an animal, in the sense of if one is given opportunities to have ownership, one can exercise one's free will and creativity and live one's life in a way which feels fulfilling. Whereas if you're not given those opportunities, then you're forced into a position of surviving, not living but surviving, where you just have to react to things as and when they happen. And that's the state that animals exist in, not people who are truly giving an opportunity to live a good life. So that's the difference.
Happy, sad, if you're not involved, angry, anxious, excited, optimistic, lonely, worried, thoughtful, confused, scared. Yeah. Are you thinking about when you go to hospital sometimes? Tired, amused, relaxed, irritable. Yeah. Does it annoy you if you're not involved? Hot, cold, unwell, bored. How do you feel when people talk over your head as though you don't understand? How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel sad? Angry? Yeah.
At the moment, I am trustee with a Stablate, and I used to be as well with the Geek Buddies. To be a trustee is very difficult, but as a team, we decide what to do really. Before the meeting, coming early before the meeting, and starting explaining the questions and things and what's going on, and make sure I understand. Very important as well to get the decisions and hear the voices and hear what they're saying.
The board papers are in easy read and presented accessibly. At the start of each meeting, there's always a couple of jokes. One never knows what the jokes will be about, but there's always that friendly banter and a real sense of community. And secondly, the open and friendly culture. You can ask questions and you can interact with and not feel like the question might be silly.
We had the interview and we had the support from Speak Out. Before the interview, we had like decision what happened, what kind of question we're asking, and who's come for the interview. Each person had a question, ask a question. After all the interviews finish, we decide which person we did the feedbacks, and then saying which person is the right person for the job. Sometimes it's very difficult to different people after the interview. Like, so hard to choose which one is the right person for the job. Because if the organization is supporting someone with disabilities, should be someone have a learning disability getting involved. Because it's very important to know who's a new member of staff, getting to know the person.
So my role at Grace Air is Inclusion and Projects Director. The focus of the role is making sure that persons who are supported by Grace Air are heard within the charity. And one of the ways in which we do this is we have a group of ambassadors. And the ambassadors meet weekly. We make sure that any information that is provided is in easy read. So we have an easy read officer. If directors or if managers want to talk to the ambassadors about something, they go to the easy read officer and they and the easy read officer looks through the document with them and makes sure that it ticks all of the easy read boxes. Also within the meetings, we make sure to use plain language wherever possible. That's quite important it is completely necessary for meaningful inclusion within a conversation, because if you don't understand what's being talked about and you don't understand some of the key terms, then how can you meaningfully engage with the topic and give one's perspectives and one's own knowledge? So making sure that not only the information is presented in a visually accessible way, but also that the language is accessible. So that's sort of a key example of how we promote inclusion and make sure that we're hearing the voices of people we support within Grace Air.
This folder, which is just used by you, isn't it? And it only has things in there that you're interested in. It doesn't have things that people think you're interested in. Is that right? So would you say it's really important for anybody with disabilities to have a book like this which is about them? Yeah? Okay. And do you like it when people take time to find out about you? One of the important things I've found with you is not to underestimate you. Yeah? Not to underestimate you, because there's a lot about you, isn't there, that people can find out.
Making sure anybody with learning disabilities getting involved. Not tell them, oh sorry, you're not involved, I don't want you to get involved. Meetings or anything's happening or decisions. Speak slowly. speaking fairly kindly.
Firstly, talk to the individuals. Because any sense of ownership begins with communication and the opportunity to say one's perspective and one's thoughts and explore one's support needs. So communication. And secondly, to think a little bit outside of the box in terms of what opportunities persons might get involved with. I mean, I know if I think back to before I joined Speak Out, I would never have imagined that I would be doing public speaking. I'm also going to be doing a one-person musical for Grace Air. I never imagined that I would be doing that. So I think once you've spoken to the person and formed that bond of trust and openness, exploring with them different ways in which they can contribute and experience that sense of ownership would be my second top tip.